This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time is precisely 1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Danushka Madhavala and read by Chandima Veerakorn. Headlines. It is stressed that legal action should be taken against a statement made by former Governor Asad Saleh. The JVP says that prompt action should be taken to punish the persons who are involved in central bank bond scam. 45 COVID-infected bodies have been buried up to now. A mechanism has been implemented to award cash prizes for the persons who give accurate tip-offs regarding environmental damages. Varakapala Police has arrested the person who has received the most number of arrest warrants in the recent past. Argentina's President Alberto Fernandez targeted in vehicle by protesters. Local stories in detail. Minister Chamal Rajapaksa says that the legal action should be taken after carrying out proper investigations against a statement made by former Governor Asad Saleh recently. Asad Saleh has made a controversial statement regarding the Sri Lankan law. Minister Chamal Rajapaksa stressed that Asad Saleh's statement is totally misleading the public. The minister said that though he has apologized regarding his statement, it is not enough to cover the damage caused by his statement. Meanwhile, the police department has commenced an investigation regarding the statement made by former Governor Asad Saleh. A team has been appointed with the supervision of Assistant Superintendent of Police. Sri Lanka Land Reclamation Corporation has ordered the relevant parties who are involved in the land filling activities in the Muthurajavala Wetland Sanctuary area to remove the filled soil from the sanctuary. This order has been given for the parties who were engaged in land filling near Jayala exit of the Colombo-Katunayaka Expressway. If they do not act according to the given written notice, legal action will be taken against them. Meanwhile, the government has implemented a mechanism to award cash prizes for the persons who give accurate tip-offs regarding environmental damages. Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana says that the number of raids has been increased to nab persons who engage in environmental destruction. The National Operations Centre for Prevention of COVID-19 Outbreak says that 45 COVID-infected bodies have been buried up to now. They were buried at Ottamawadi area in Batticaloa. Another 3 left will be buried today or tomorrow. The JVP says that prompt action should be taken to punish the persons who are involved in the central bank bond scam. Propaganda Secretary of the party, Vijita Herath, says that the government should work to bring the culprits before the book without delay. He was speaking at a press briefing held in Colombo this morning. Indian High Commissioner Gopal Bagle has commenced a 4-day visit to North and Eastern provinces. High Commissioner also prayed at Ram Setu, a connecting bridge between India and Sri Lanka over several centuries. Indian High Commissioner met with the representatives of Tamil National Alliance, Tamil Makkal Thesiya Kuttani and the Tamil National People's Front in Jaffna yesterday. The representatives of each party had met with the High Commissioner on separate occasions. Several matters, including the Provincial Council election, were discussed during the meetings. The High Commissioner visited several projects funded by Indian government during his visit. Government of India has a long history of carrying out development projects in diverse sectors, including livelihood, health, education, industrial development in northern and eastern provinces. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a home loan now with attractive interest rates only from People's Home Loan.
Continuing with the local stories, Varakapala police has arrested the person who has received the most number of arrest warrants in the recent past. 16 warrants were issued to arrest him. He was a wanted person for several charges, including several robberies. He was taken into custody in Varakapala area recently. Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohan says 2 motorcycles, 7 mobile phones have also been found with him. The suspect has been remanded until the 27th of this month. Minister Vasudeva Nanayakkara says that new water connections will be provided to the consumers under a new system in the future. The minister said the existing system, which gave new water supply connections through subcontractors, will be cancelled and new connections will be given with the support of the water board employees and the assistance of the public. Water supply will be given to all households in the country. The minister added that water cuts will not be imposed in the near future as the rainy weather is experiencing in many parts of the country. The core group on Sri Lanka has submitted the final draft of the resolution on Sri Lanka to the United Nations Human Rights Council at the ongoing 46th regular session on Friday. The core group of countries consisting of the United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, North Macedonia, Malawi and Montenegro have submitted the resolution promoting reconciliation, accountability and human rights in Sri Lanka to the UNHRC. To end the local news, the headlines again. It is stressed that legal action should be taken against the statement made by former Governor Asad Salih. The JP says that prompt action should be taken to punish the persons who are involved in the central bank bond scam. 45 COVID-infected bodies have been buried up to now. A mechanism has been implemented to award cash prizes for the persons who give accurate tip-offs regarding environmental damage. Varakapala police has arrested the person who has received the most number of arrest warrants in the recent past. That ends local news.
Pay the interest on your own home without paying rent for someone else's. Get a home loan now with attractive interest rates only from People's Home Loan. Enjoy the option of paying only the interest for the first 5 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
It has been decided not to hold the Grade 5 Scholarship Examination and the GCE Advanced Level Examination in August this year. Commissioner General of Examinations, Sanath Pujita, said the decision was taken during a meeting with the Minister of Education and other education officials held via Zoom technology. All the provincial directors have also been involved in the discussion through Zoom technology. It has been discussed at the meeting that it would not be fair to hold the examinations next August due to the schools not being held and the syllabus not being covered properly. The Commissioner General of Examinations added that the dates for holding the scholarship examination and the GCE Advanced Level Examination have not been decided yet. That ends the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, the government has paid attention to remove electricity posts which were built unsystematically in roads. The aim of this move is to minimize road accidents occurring due to collision with the electricity posts. Plans have been made to color these posts in white. The people always complain that removing of electricity posts will not be carried out properly when broadening roads for development activities. Therefore, government has decided to implement this program in order to minimize the road accidents. That ends Watch Light.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Argentina's President Alberto Fernandez targeted in vehicle by protesters. Met criticized over Sarah Everard Clapham vigil policing. American boxing legend Marvelous Marvin Hagler dies aged 66. Dozens of protesters have attacked a minibus carrying Argentina's President Alberto Fernandez in the country's Patagonia region. Crowds gathered around Mr. Fernandez and threw stones and punched his vehicle outside a community center in the southern province of Chubut. The president was visiting an area devastated by forest fires which have killed one person and injured others. But the protest was against plans to resume open-pit mining in Chubut. The demonstrators were angry at government proposals to allow large-scale projects to begin again in the region, which is rich in gold, silver and uranium, Clarin newspaper reported. The Metropolitan Police's handling of a vigil in South London to mourn Sarah Everard has been widely criticised from across the political spectrum. Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey called for Commissioner Cressida Dick to resign over the utterly disgraceful scenes, and Home Secretary Priti Patel has asked for a report. Officers were seen handcuffing and leading women away from the event. Police said 4 arrests were made at the vigil to protect people's safety. Several hundreds of people gathered on Clapham Common on Saturday evening to pay tribute to the murdered 33-year-old despite COVID restrictions. Former undisputed middleweight world champion Marvelous or Marvin Hagler has died at the age of 66. The American dominated the middleweight division from 1979 until his controversial defeat by Sugar Ray Leonard in April 1987. Today, unfortunately, my beloved husband, Marvelous Marvin, passed away unexpectedly at his home here in New Hampshire, his wife Kay Hagler said. Hagler took part in 67 fights during his 14-year professional career. He won 62 of those, 52 by knockouts, while he drew 2 and lost 3 times. To end the world news, the headlines again. Argentina's President Alberto Fernandez targeted in vehicle by protesters. Met criticized over Sarah Everard Clapham vigil policing. American boxing legend Marvelous Marvin Hagler dies aged 66. That ends world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Nivea along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
Moving on to development news. Observing the operations of the Bogala graphite mine, Minister of Environment Mahinda Amaravira stated that he hopes to formulate a program to utilize the mineral resources of the country properly and to export all under a value-added program. He undertook an observation visit to the Bogala graphite mine recently. Minister further stated that the government hopes to bring the technology available in the world's leading factories to Sri Lanka and make the most of Sri Lanka's mineral resources. That ends the development news.
Development News was brought to you by Nivea along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
Moving on to sports news, it's Formula One. Valtteri Bottas was fastest as Mercedes made progress on the second day of pre-season testing despite a spin by Lewis Hamilton. The 7-time world champion lost control into turn 13 at Bahrain's Sakhir track during his running and ended up beached in the gravel. But Mercedes had a much better day than Friday when they struggled with performance and reliability. AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly was second with Aston Martin's Lance Stroll third. That ends sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Cryptocurrency Bitcoin has risen for the first time above $60,000, continuing its record-breaking run. Bitcoin, which has more than tripled in value since the end of last year, has been powered by well-known companies adopting it as a method of payment. But some analysts say this latest surge came in part due to the huge US stimulus package approved this week. Bitcoin's total market value last month exceeded $1 trillion. However, Bitcoin has a track record of wild price swings and has fallen sharply a number of times since it was created in 2009. That ends the business news.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
On economic news, Learjet, once synonymous with private jet travel for the super rich and famous, will stop production this year. Its owner, Bombardier, has seen sales decline among its wealthy customers who are now demanding bigger, more comfortable private aircraft to carry them around the world. The Learjet, created by US inventor Bill Lear, allows up to 8 people to travel in relatively luxury and was championed by the likes of Frank Sinatra, James Brown and Arnold Palmer. Having first flown in 1963, Canadian manufacturer Bombardier said the Learjet would be discontinued to focus on its other business jet models, the Global and Challenger series. That ends economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And finally, on the weather report, a few showers will occur in eastern, Uva and north-central provinces and in Nuwara and Matale districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in Sabragamua and western provinces and in Gaul, Mathura and Kandy districts during the evening or at night. Fairly heavy falls above 50 millimeters can be expected at some places in these areas. That ends the weather report. And to conclude this bulletin of news, the headlines again. It is stressed that legal action should be taken against the statement made by former Governor Asad Salih. The JVP says that prompt action should be taken to punish the persons who are involved in central bank bond scam. 45 COVID-infected bodies have been buried up to now. A mechanism has been implemented to award cash prizes for persons who give accurate tip-offs regarding environmental damage. Varakapala Police has arrested the person who has received the most number of arrest warrants in the recent past. Argentina's President Alberto Fernandez targeted in vehicle by protesters. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Over to my friend and colleague Lavani Vijayatunga to keep you entertained with your choice and the programs thereafter. Over to you, Lavani.